Typical.
And it wasn't a conspiracy. He did so to find the shortest trade routes, because on a spherical Earth, if you go the wrong direction, you're going to lose a lot of time out at sea. But
On any shaped Earth, if you go the wrong direction, you're going to lose a lot of time out at sea. And if the North Pole is actually in the center of the map and not on the top of the globe, then yeah, you definitely want to find different trade routes. And if you believed that you could circumnavigate east to west, that's great. But let me ask you a question. Why didn't they ever try to circumnavigate it north to south? Why wasn't the Mercator projection, for example, in the 1500s, designed so that you could circumnavigate it north to south? It's only circumnavigable east to west. And what that proves, or at least it shows, is that circumnavigation is possible in either model. So you don't even have a point, let alone a proof. You just have ignorance. That's all you've got is your ignorance. And I hope that that works for you, but it doesn't work for me.
to the point, here's the map of the flat Earth. And I want you to consider for a moment that you can buy airline tickets from Air New Zealand for a direct flight to Argentina. That's right, in 12 hours. Now, if Argentina and New Zealand are on the opposite sides of the Earth per the flat Earth map, that would be more like 3 days. But it's not. You can take that direct
Okay, actually, if you look at even the 1865 book called Zetetic Astronomy, I'm sure you've read it, even though you haven't. But if you look at Zetetic Astronomy, one of the main proponents of the really flat Earth model that I believe made possible the movement that we have today in this truth was, Dr. Robotham wrote Zetetic Astronomy, and what he was describing is distance from here to here. So the south tip of Africa to the south tip of South America was about, I believe it was 8,000 miles. From here to here is 8,000 miles, and from here to here is six. So maybe I think it was 6, 8, and 8. It was a total of 22,000 miles for these far south points, and one was Australia, one was Africa, and one was South America. But the point is if it's an 8,000 mile trek, and he was actually quoting people that actually navigated the seas and documented their journey over the seas to these different locations in the southern hemisphere. On their own volition, on their own accord, on their own reckoning, and their own tracking. Um, yeah, that's how they got these distances. So if it's 8,000 miles from here to here, even going around this long curve, then it's going to be actually less than that. And if an average jetliner goes about 500 miles an hour, you could do 8,000 miles in, I believe, about 16 hours or so. And maybe even a little bit quicker than that, especially if it's right to here. So you don't have a point here. You just have brainwash. That's all you've got. Is the fact that 22,000 mile distance at the average of 45 degrees south, I believe, between the three cities that I just mentioned. That's way too big for the globe. That distance around is actually much, much wider than even the equator. So go figure. How can the equator be the largest latitude, ring, the largest circumference latitudinally in terms of being at a right angle to the axis of rotation? How could the anywhere in the southern hemisphere be longer around than the equator? Because the Earth isn't a globe. Got nothing.
flight from New Zealand to Argentina, go ahead, take a vacation in New Zealand and take that direct flight to Argentina on your way back. And if they can do this in 12 hours as claimed, then you have absolute empirical proof
That the maps are wrong.
that the Earth is not flat.
No, no, no. We have proof that the maps are wrong. And ask any contemporary mainstream cartographer whether we have maps that are accurate representations of the face of the Earth, and they'll tell you no. Ask them about the globe. Is that an accurate representation of the face of the Earth? And they'll tell you no. Um, the Mercator projection, which is the map that we base all of our modern maps on, is a cylindrical conformal map, which means it is most correct near the equator and less correct as you get towards the poles, at which point a single point is stretched out to infinity at the so-called poles. So that means that the Mercator projection couldn't possibly be anything close to an accurate representation of the face of the Earth, yet we still use it, and the continents, as captured by NASA, look just like it, and so something's wrong here. But really, go ask a cartographer whether they believe the maps or even the globe So say the Mercator projection, even the Peters projection, especially the Mercator projection, whether they're accurate representations of the face of the Earth, and they'll tell you no. So you got nothing, really.
because there is no possible way they could do that on the flat Earth per
Well, that's what Mark Sargent said. So
that map. So, what are the flat earthers going to do now? Are they going to claim that when you fly off the edge of the world, you go through a wormhole and
no, there's probably no edge to the world. It may be an infinite plane. But no, you don't have to go through a wormhole to fly from South America to, Australia or New Zealand or whatever in 13 to 16 hours. All you have to do is fly.
appear on the other side? And that's why Air New Zealand can make that flight in 12 hours?
Well, it's usually more like 16, but yeah, 12, sure. It's a lot closer to South America than Australia, so it's less than 8,000 miles. Planes average about 550 miles an hour, so totally doable. You got nothing.
Well, I don't want to give them any ideas because clearly there's no lie too big for them to tell.
No, there's no lie too big for you to live on your entire life and not notice it.
Thanks so much for taking the time to consider this evidence, looking at this video. If you'd like to support this channel, you can do so via PayPal directly to johnelance@gmail.com through PayPal, or you can support the channel through fan funding on YouTube. Thanks so much.
together, join hands, one heart, one mind. Good people better rise up soon. This planet is mine, and this planet is ours, and we have got to live together.